Okay, everybody can see my screen, right? Okay, so first and foremost, welcome. Good evening to everybody. I hope you guys had a pleasant day. And yeah, we are all gathered here today to understand a little bit more about what BitHarvest is. Okay, now we're here to empower Bitcoin quantum accelerating new era. What does that mean? Sounds fancy, right? Don't worry, I'll walk you through it. And if you have any questions for me, do leave it for later, and feel free to type it in the chat. I'll be looking at the chat later after all our presentation. Okay. Now, without any further ado, the first thing I want to talk about is everybody know about cryptocurrency, and based on this stat over here, this is not something that we created. This is actually public open knowledge that we can all search on Google, and we will be able to get this kind of result. And the data does not lie. Day by day, year by year, we are getting more and more people adapting into crypto and purchasing a lot into them. And let me ask you this first question. What is the first token that will potentially be in everybody's mind when they are starting out in cryptocurrency? Bitcoin. All right. Now, let me explain a little bit about Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin is a store of value. Okay. Now, I believe everybody understand that in 2024, it's a Bitcoin year. Why would we say that? The reason is because, in 2024 itself, during the April month itself, it's either at the end or, it's going to be during the April month. All right. Calculations speculates it to be around that timing for a BTC halving once again. Now, a BTC halving only happens once every 4 years. Okay. Now, what does this halving does? Okay, I want you guys to take note of this thing over here. All right, this is the first halving that ever started. Initially, when BTC was introduced, how was everyone able to actually get a hold of BTC? The first wave of people that got hold of it was miners. All right, now why would miners be incentivized to do so? It's because during every mining process of you getting the BTC, you are also helping the blockchain system to build on data upon data and to essentially create what we call right now blockchain. Okay. Now, while you are building and while you are mining all this BTC as well, there's an incentive whereby the initial reward was at 50 BTC. Every halving that happens after that will halve that reward block, by 50%. Okay. So from the first halving itself in 2012, you can see it's already halved to 25 BTC. And do take note, over here itself, the price of BTC at its all-time low during, before and after the first halving was $11, and it went all the way up to 1,163. All right. That is about 104 times of that. Okay. Why am I speaking to you in all these things? Why am I giving you this knowledge in terms of how will that halving essentially help bring BTC to higher heights? Why will all this thing be affecting us? Because right now we are in that year where we will be witnessing the fourth halving. All right. With every historical data that we have had, ever since a halving, you will be experiencing what we like to call a bull run. Okay. Now, this is not something that we are just speculating on our own. All right. Why do we say that? Because institutions and very credible individuals such as Standard Chartered Bank, Bernstein, and also Katie Wood from ARK Investment Management. These are all individuals that have been speculating based on the rainbow chart that BTC would actually be potentially at the 6-figure and all the way up to 150,000 speculation by 2025. All right. Now, why do we believe in these sources? Because why? One, they are institutions that have been heavily investing into cryptocurrency. Number two, the only coin that most of these institutions are investing into, including MicroStrategy and all that kind of stuff, is Bitcoin, because it's the only thing that is now currently being open to the entire world. Through what method? Is through the approval of BTC ETFs that has just recently happened. Okay. Now, ETF, let me talk a little bit about ETF because it really prepared the bull market in 2024, and we have to be prepared for it as well. Why did the ETF open up a pathway towards the bull market? Number one, remember, with the approval of ETF, more and more people are investing into Bitcoin through all these entities that has been approved of their BTC ETF, exchange traded funds. Okay. Now, essentially, it means that grassroots communities that has never touched into BTC and perhaps was fearful of the volatility and also the privacy holdings has another alternative of purchasing through a BlackRock company, for example, to get a hand of an investment in BTC. This specific approval on that date itself has opened up about 12 billion USD inflow in towards the crypto market. That itself sets us up very nicely. For the BTC halving that's going to be happening as well. These are major narratives and factors that could push a bull market. Okay. Now, what is the most cost-effective way to own Bitcoin? We have been talking about Bitcoin, so let's stay at Bitcoin, all right? Now, if there are a couple of ways to do this, you want to start buying now. But then again, let me ask you this question. What price is BTC currently at? It is at 43,000, 42,000. It's swaying about that range right now. So would it make sense for an investor that has no knowledge of crypto at all and perhaps a limited amount of fundings to go into an investment such as BTC? Now, the other thing is maybe you can start trading now. Well, future trading and leverage tradings and all that kind of stuff is extremely tough. First of all, the pressure that comes with it, the emotions, and also the volatility that is no way of explaining. You would be you need a very deep amount of knowledge for you to be able to trade effectively in leverage trading and also have a good night's sleep. All right. Now, the most cost-effective way to own Bitcoin is through mining. Because why? There's no limit in quantity and there's no emotions. I know what you're thinking right now. First thing first, mining BTC requires you to have a mining equipment. Mining farm, mining equipment, management, maintenance, electricity, all these kind of things. It's cost heavy, all right? But what if I were to tell you that besides owning all of these assets in order for you to farm BTC, or in order for you to mine BTC, what if I told you there is a better alternative in terms of an accelerator? All right, this dongle itself at the right. Okay, let's go to the next page. Let me introduce to you what BitHarvest technology has created. All right, we call this the Bit Booster. All right, it's a Bitcoin mining booster. Essentially, what does it do? Now, I'll go through this whole list with you, but I understand that the most important thing that you want to know here is that the manufacturer is BitHarvest. All right, it's a Bitcoin mining model. Now, the device is called Bit Booster, and the core technology to it is BitHash. I want you to pay attention to this because hash is everything. Hash rates are everything when it comes to mining and also the speed of mining, essentially. Okay. Now, empowering miners in terms of N-Miner S19K Pro all the way down to Everlong. All of this are also being compatible with us as well. Now, for every pen drive over here, for every dongle that we have over here with Bit Booster, we are able to enhance a mining facility all the way up to 70 TH per second. All right, the hash rate that we're able to be supplying through just one pen drive, this technology that we have is able to provide 70 TH per second. If you are also interested in understanding like mining values and all that kind of stuff, do feel free to go up to the ASIC miner values and go in and search the AHash. Hang on for a moment. Here we go. Okay, sorry. Yeah, feel free to go on to their website and also search up the values of miner computings and all that kind of stuff. All right. Now, essentially, BitBooster will be able to accelerate its efficiency when it comes to mining from about 1.5 to 3 times its initial core hash rate. Okay. Now, the daily profitability is about 0.0001806 BTC until 0.000361120 Bitcoins. All right. Now, I understand that those are figures and numbers that are way too small for us to understand what value it is. Don't worry. We'll go through it one by one first. Now, before we do go into the costings and all that kind of stuff, all right, I want you to understand the difference between traditional mining and BitBooster mining. Okay. Listen to me and look at this page as a reference point. First of all, when it comes to traditional mining, first thing first, you have to build up a mining farm itself. Venue is already a big issue because why? You have to, well, for you to have a better maintenance schedules in terms of not having so many people to come over to maintain your farm for you, you need to potentially be at a place that is a little bit more cooler. Because why? Mining BTC requires a lot of electricity, especially over working on your graphic card itself. All right. That itself requires setup, management fee, electricity, and also legal issues. Okay. Now, we've talked about BTC all the way until right now, which is also BitBooster's mechanism and technology that we could start farming for BTC as well. But how? We understand that the mining sector is huge, but the costing to start a miner is very, very expensive. With this BitBooster technology, we are able to purchase this particular dongle and put it into our server room that will be available in our company, in our HQ itself, that's going to be in centralized Malaysia itself. Okay. Now, with that being said, we will be able to enhance the speed of the other miners that we already have a collaboration with, which are located in Singapore and also in the US. As of right now, we are looking at about 50,000 mining computers or graphic cards, if you want to, whichever way that you would like to put it. Okay. And the first batch of BitBooster dongles that are coming out, this technology that we are going to have our hands on is going to only be at 1,000 piece. Okay. So keep that in mind. Anyhow, the idea of a BitBooster mining technology is to bring that technology with you anytime, anywhere, and You literally don't have much startup costs when it comes to this, and the management itself is at an all-time low, okay? Now, we're utilizing technology as advanced as quantum computing to compete for the rights to verify the creation of Bitcoin blocks, okay? Now, core technology, as we have mentioned before. Here we go. All right, apologies. Okay. Now, the core technology, like I mentioned before, is BitHash. All right. Historical hash. Look at it. BitBooster chain input, and we're going to have a hash aggregation and filtering. What does that mean? Initially, whenever you want to create or go through a series of data, or even like putting in data throughout the blockchain, you have to go through all of the data that has been on there. It is very slow, and it takes, it's usually cost higher for you to get it done quicker. All right. Now, BitBooster, in order for you to break it down, we are filtering the information that is required to solve this particular equation. We filter out the ones that we don't need, and we put in the ones that we are actually, this might be able to patch with this. And after refining that we'll refine it into like, okay, this is a possible way of doing it, and then we'll proceed with it. Now, in order to beat and compete with all the other miners around the world, it's all about speed. Imagine in a race, and whoever goes there first wins. That's the same concept over here. All right. Now we utilize real-time hash aggregation technology to analyze and filter computed hash data, ensuring the speed of mining operations. There you go. We filter out the things that we need, and the things that we don't need are kept behind. All right. Now the hash strategy optimization. Hashes data chain inputs. We utilize data science assisted multi-level model as analysis of large hash data to identify patterns in mining algorithms and specific hash strategies. That's exactly what I mean by when you already filter it out, you can now identify which of this data will go into this algorithm to be solved, to act as a hash strategy. My apologies. Then once again, our acceleration rate is at 150% all the way up to 300%. Okay. Now, BitHarvest platform model and understanding and vision is that we may not operate the largest mining farm, but we have the highest numbers of mining machines worldwide. Because why? This technology could potentially spread throughout the world. All right. This is a technology that we could potentially leverage it towards, well, global scale. All right. We're not just going to be in a couple of these Southeast Asian countries and things like that, because blockchain was built for this. All right. So that everybody can have accessibility over there. Okay. Now, this is the platform structure for BitHarvest, okay? First of all, we're going to go through BTC mining plus BTH mining and launching a post-BTH token deployed on-chain. This is the next step that we'll be looking at. The first thing that we're going to go through is miners putting in USDT into BitHarvest first, okay? Now, why are we putting in money into BitHarvest? Because we are actually selling you a product. Remember, we are selling you a dongle that is called BitBooster, all right? That item will be at 900 USDT. Okay. The reason why we'll be putting in USDT and purchasing into BitHarvest is because we will also be purchasing 100 U worth of BTH tokens in order for you to activate the minings. All right. To activate the TH, the 70 TH per second that you will be able to provide to our mining sectors. All right. So now, with that being said, upon being able to mine and having a steady amount of pool of funds that we can have to develop our future applications, we will be increasing our value and our technology towards the direction of Harvey Games, BitTrade, BitWallet, and BTH network. All right. Now, I don't want to go through this in a very detailed manner because why? This is something that we'll be looking at potentially next year. All right. These are things that takes time, and we would like to do things step by step instead of rushing it. Okay. Now, this is okay. We'll go through that. The first thing over here, all right, tokenomics, BTH. BTH is our ticker for BitHarvest, all right? The token type is a utility token. What does that mean? Remember what I've mentioned over here? We have Harvey Game, BitTrade, BitWallet, BitNetwork, BTH Network. All these things that are coming out will be utilizing this particular token, which is BTH, as a utility coin, okay? The total supply is exactly the same as BTC as well, at 21 million, all right? And the initial price will be at 0.10. Now, as you can see over here, the mining reward stands at 73.2%, which is going to be, 73.2%. The pre-sales will be at 23.8%, which I will elaborate a little bit more later on. And also the airdrop will be at 3%. Okay. Now, I'll give you a little bit more details on the pre-sales. Okay, the pre-sales itself over here will be capped at 23.5%, which is going to be at 5 million BTH. Okay, we have 5 different rounds that will be continuing throughout the year. Okay, from round 1, we're going to place a cap size of 200,000 BTH over there, priced at 10 cents. Okay, you are allowed to purchase more than the 100 U that is required to activate your bit booster. Feel free to do so. Okay, now the second round, as you can see on the screen, it goes from 800,000 at 12 cents towards the third, which is a million BTH amount at 14, and the same amount there for round 4 at the price of 16, and also for round 5, which is the last round, that's going to be at 2 million BTH price at 18 cents. Okay. Now, the whole roadmap over here is relatively direct. The pre-sales bit booster purchase, which means whatever that I've explained to you, our technology, and also the dongle itself, right? Now, the OTC itself is very simpler, whereby we will be, of course, facilitating more consensus participants to prepare BTH in advance for future bit booster activations, and also we'll be providing this facility and services throughout the year as mentioned, okay? Application, as I've mentioned, I didn't touch on this part a lot, but do understand it's because it's a roadmap. We are going to be looking at doing those things in the future. We have to stay focused and also stay in the present right now to make sure that we do not have any mistakes over here as well. All right. So, BitHarvest company introduction. Our position is to build an infrastructure of Bitcoin network. All right. The vision is to become the global leader in Bitcoin mining booster providers. All right. We are providing boosters for mining Bitcoin. Okay. Mission to enable everyone to participate in Bitcoin mining. Now, this is a fair bit of viewing over here for you guys in terms of the new HQ that will be allocated in will be located in KL. All right. This itself, I want you to take note out of these 4 pictures. I want you to take note of this particular picture, the right top picture. That will be our server room. Now, what is that server room for? Very, very simple. The moment when you do purchase the 900 USDT of that pen drive with us, with the 100 BTH, with the 100 USDT worth of BTH coins, you will then have a receipt of that purchase. We will then be able to help you manage this pen drive into our server room and start actively, boosting up the hash rates. Apologies, here you go. So this management items and also like the capability of helping you to keep it secure, because we will have armed bodyguards over there as well, armed guards to make sure that everything will be safe and secure, maintenance and also management. If per se, let's say what happens if your pen drive were to say it fused out. All right, if the electricity was going way too high and we couldn't maintain it, if it burns out, what will we do? We will be taking 10% of all profits and all mining capabilities from all incomes, all right, from everyone into the company. This 10% from all income will be allocated to the company for what? To uphold and maintain all your maintenance and also managing towards it, okay? So this is another picture of the place. It is extremely huge. We're looking at about 7 or 9,000 square feet, if I'm not mistaken, because currently it is still undergoing renovation, but it will be very, very soon done at, I believe, early March or maybe late March. It will be between these timings over here. All right. All right. So as I've mentioned before, right now, instead of me explaining this BitHarvest business model to you guys, I want to give you guys a little bit of my opinion on what's really going on with the market as well. BTC narrative has been going up a lot. Okay. Now, everybody understands that in the sector of cryptocurrency, if BTC doesn't pump, if BTC doesn't have a spike in price, every other token will not have that kind of leverage as well. So in terms of going into a sector, we would definitely be able to find more stability and also, more, how should I put it? The biggest capital right now in cryptocurrency is Bitcoin because of the inflow of people that are investing into it through the approval of ETF as well. That basically mean that this is a asset-backed security and you will be able to invest in it. Now, in order for us to leverage off this BTC success, okay, the best way to go into it is to go in at a lower cost compared to all the other options available to mine BTC, and also to go on with technology that could potentially replace a lot of, not to say replace, but increase the hash rate mining power of miners out in the global world. Okay. BTC halving, according to historical data, has also a lifespan of a bull run for about 500 days. That being said, that is why we are opening up our pre-sales all the way towards a year, because we understand that in a bull market, that's when you'll be seeing money. That's when you'll be seeing green. Okay. But at the same time, we have to be prepared for the building phases as well. Okay. Now, with that being said, let me talk a little bit about the mining profit over here. Okay. As I've mentioned, one booster, which basically means bit booster, okay, our technology, will be equivalent to 900 USDT for the booster and also 100 U worth of BTH, which will be burned and activating the technology and the function inside of it to start helping the miners increase their hash rate, okay? Now, as mentioned, its computing power rate will be at 70 TH per second. Its average output per one computing power is at 5 zeros behind the dot, 172 Bitcoins. Now, I've already calculated down here for you in terms of USDT. So don't worry about it. I'll be explaining it very, very soon. The profit distribution is 60% to the miners, 30% to the market, and 10% to the company. 60% to the miners essentially means individuals as of yourself. Those investors that will be coming in to purchase this technology will be taking in 60% of that profit. Now, with that being said, we have a calculation over here, which is whatever our computing power is, and also our matching computing power over here, 70 TH per second, times whatever the average output per one computing power will allocate, times 300%, because our acceleration efficiencies goes from 150 to 300%, times the 60% that's allocated to the miners, times 30 days, which makes it a month, you will then be able to receive 0.0065016 Bitcoin, which also translates to 279 USDT per month. All right. That is basically 28% of your total investment coming back to you in a month. All right. Okay. Now, one way of actually telling you a booster daily mining output is here. Okay. As you can see, it's from 3 zeros behind the dot, 1806, to about 3 zeros behind the dot, 36120 Bitcoins, which will also explain 7.76 USDT towards about 15.53 USDT if Bitcoin price is at 43,000. So bear in mind, what you are currently taking in right now in terms of income is Bitcoin, is BTC. It is an asset instead of just a stable coin. All right. Now, with that being said, with the bull run coming, of course, the chances of BTC are now speculated to go higher than the 6-figure mark. All right. Now, here is a simulation in terms of estimated profits and also the Bitcoin price. Okay. On the left, the first column, you will see the Bitcoin price in terms of 50,000, 60,000, 80, and also 100,000. Okay. All matching hash rate are the same. All average mining output are the same as well. And over here is, of course, 1.5 to 3x speed is literally the same. The monthly return over here, as you can see, will be at this price, but we are looking at the current 60% that's allocated to your miners. You will then be able to look at the highest price of $325 a month and also $162 a month at its lowest. As you can see, the lowest return is at 16 to 32%. Everything else, as you're looking at it, as it grows, will also increase the value of whatever that you have farmed throughout with BitBooster. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump right into the marketing plan already. Okay. This is it. We have a ranking system on the left, as you can see, investors, and then from 1 star all the way up to 6 stars. Okay. Earnings over here refers to referral income. Initial investors that you refer, you will be able to get whatever the figure is, from 5% ranging all the way to 22.5%. Whichever rank you're at, you will be able to get a one-off fee over here in USDT of whatever the investor is coming in for. Okay. Now, the level income over here is for this qualification criteria in terms of team sales, personal sales, and also your personal investment. Don't worry, I'll go through them one by one. Okay. Now, investors, as I've mentioned already, all you require is one booster in your personal investment, and you will be entitled to 5% in your referral income and also 5% in your level income. All right. Now, 1 star, it requires you to have one booster in your holding and also 3 direct individuals that have purchased the BitBooster from your referral. Okay. And then from that 3 boosters, you are required to have a team sales of 10 boosters. Okay. Which means that you have 900 U that you personally need to invest into. And then your personal sales will be at 2,700 U, and the 10 booster will be at 9,000 U. Okay. That is the amount of, profit and also the amount of sales that you have to bring in. Okay. Now, as we go on over here, 3 stars and 6 stars, the reason why there are 2 red color blocks, all right, over here covered up, is because we are using them as a explanation down here. Okay. Now, why is there a box on 3 star? Very simple. Before we even go into the explanation down here, I want you to take note of this. The personal investment starting from 3 star onwards will require your personal sales to be 2 times of the 2-star member. Okay. That means in order for you to be a 2-star member, you need to have 3 booster on your own, 10 personal referrals, and 80 boosters in terms of team sales. Now you need 2 of them to be entitled for the third star, okay? And moving along will be 2 stars, 2 3 stars, 2 4 stars, and 2 5 stars, according to every rank over here, okay? Now, using this example down here in terms of referral income return, very simple. For example, 3 star, okay, has been introduced a 1 booster that's coming in, which is going to be a 900U and also 100U worth of BTH. This will then have a 6 star will be entitled to a 22.5% of that interest, of that referral income. Am I right? But because of the fact it's an introduction from the third star, he will also be entitled to this 15%. So the difference between this at a 7.5%, that will be what is entitled to the 6 star over here. And the 3 star will be taking the 15% that is entitled to its name because it is its direct referral. Alright. Now, the ranking income will be the same as well, but do apologize, they are all in BTC because for easier calculation. Now, daily output over here is at 0.003612 BTC. Same thing. You'll be taking 30% for 6 star and 20% for 3 star. So, minus it off and you will be able to get all this figure as you can see on a monthly basis of 0.00162544 for the 6 star. And in a monthly basis for the 3 star will be at 0.00162544. Alright. So, the bonus structure over here, when it comes to your team sales, we will be directly allocating these incomes from the BTC mining farm into a BTC wallet, which will then be separated into 70 and 30. Okay. Now, this 70% will be your BTC holding in terms of all your incomes. Alright. Whenever you would want to withdraw it, you will have to withdraw it through this wallet. Okay. And bear in mind, BTC withdrawal requires BTC as transaction fees. So, feel free to do know about the transaction gas fees over there, okay? Now, there's another option for you, which is to actually go on a flash swap from that BTC over into USDT in our very own platform for a low fee of 1%. And then, whenever you want to take a USDT holding in your wallet out of it and put it into your personal wallet, there will be a 3 USDT surcharge, alright? Please do remember that. Now, the register wallet over here will basically hold 30% of all that active income allocation and give you that in USDT, alright? This is to help you push, motivate individuals or actually get, to sponsor other new lines or new investors that are coming under your wing, alright? So, I have a business development plan over here that is for the 6-star ranking. Okay. We call this the 3-3 duplicate. All right. If you introduce 3 people to invest 5 boosters each and also duplicate it every week, you can reach 6 stars in 7 weeks. Okay. Utilizing the company resources and company consultants, we will be able to get you there. All right. Now, all of these numbers over here, I want you to focus on this place here first. Okay. The numbers of boosters that will be accumulated over the 7 weeks, alright, will actually reach 10,935. Let's take this figure over here, this amount of booster, alright, and times that monthly output of 0.010836 Bitcoin, okay? Times that by 5% ranking income. Why 5%? Because remember, when you're an investor, your ranking income is only 5%, but this is a 6-star, and I'm letting you know that within just the 6-star, and we're only using the lowest overriding ranking income for you, you will be able to see 5.92 BTC a month, which will also equals to 254,757 USDT per month. Okay. I believe that you guys also have individuals that you would like to discuss with in terms of how you want to tackle this current product that we have over here, the technology that we have over here for you guys. So please feel free to talk to your uplines. But other than that, the BitHarvest strategy over here is, to be fair, very, very straightforward. We are currently following the most stable and the most hyped and well-known coin and well-known asset in cryptocurrency. All right. It has shown astronomical increase in wealth, increase in potential upside profits to a lot of people already. Michael Saylor is one of them as well that works in MicroStrategy. He has been an advocate for BTC and they have been holding on to an extremely huge amount of them. As you can see over here, 2023, they are looking at about 189,151 BTC holding. Okay. Now this basically promises you profit in terms of what? Because when it comes to cryptocurrency, it's all about the power of calculation. It's all about mathematics, and it's also a growth rate that is linear towards the rainbow chart that we have currently been using all along. And that speculation comes with a lot of facts that could back it up as well. Okay. Hence why BTC. Now, before I end it over here, these are some of the ways that you can stay connected with us as well, if you're interested in having a part of this project that we call BitHarvest. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've already reached the near end of all of my presentation towards the BitHarvest point of view. Now, I would love to open up the stage right now to anyone that has any questions from the presentation that I've just did. Okay.